Hello and welcome to EvilGinger Miniatures, where I'm going to be doing a bit of an unboxing tonight. This is before I go and have a massive clear out of the office, because as you can see it is a considerable tip. I've been very busy painting stuff and everything is built up. Anyway, as the thumbnail suggests, I will be doing an unboxing. And if I can get it off the floor, this is the unboxing, which I can't get on camera, but I'll get my keyboard out of the way so I've got some space to move. So putting my glasses on, finding me a knife. This is from the Sprue Shop, and there are a couple of orders I put in over Christmas. And I was expecting them in January, but the poor man has not been well and was somewhat overwhelmed by all the orders everybody put in with him. So we've all had to wait. Not that we mind. He's a one-man band like I am, so you are as well as you can be. Right, Steve, saying thank you. And let's have a look at this. So inside we have two things. Now this is two orders stuck together, so I'll get the box off the table and I'll open this one first. This is a small order which is top up and is for Baron's War, and I'll probably be using its makes and models. So it's just an envelope, because I think he was planning on sending it separately. But we have fish these out. Put that away, out the way, because it can get used as padding. In here we have another unit of another sprue of the Wargames Atlantic peasants. We have a sprue of fire-forged foot sergeants, because I wanted some more men with padded armour, and this does more men with padded armour. Some shields, which are for some goths, and this is a army builder sprue, which I'm basically going to use to build some extra peasants. They've got spears, and I can use some of the two-handed weapons, and it looks like, if I get it right, the head neck arrangement might well fit. But if they don't, I've got some bareheaded types that I could probably use. Yeah, they look to be the same fitting if you look at the bottom of the head. So I'll be mixing in some of those. Try not to knock that one off, because that would be a waste. But that's for Baron's War. Levy, that's their weapons. Probably won't be using most of those, but guys with a knife and that sort of thing. So I got some lightly armed levy, which I'll put over there. Put those there for the moment. Got the old trusty fire-forged foot sergeant to add to my crossbowman and to my bill armed sergeants for my warband, and some more levy that I can just make up as levy, because I think I've probably got enough spearmen and whatever have you. Now I should put those to one side, because I will be modelling those later. On some Dark Ages shields, of which I've got quite a lot, but you can never have too many of them. Now, you can if you throw them away on the floor like that. As I say, the whole office needs a good dig. I need to get and do some filing. Now, the big stuff, we have this, which is a box of Baron's War mounted sergeants, who are going to be the mounted versions of my command group, barring my knight. I'll be getting a sprue of, but this is all from the Sprue Shop, as I say, and I shall be making those up to go with the foot sergeants, because as I say, it's a 500 point retinue that I've got organised, and the 500 point retinue has a mounted and foot command, so I can mount up the command. Also in there we have some Victrix Norman infantry. Now these are for two purposes. I can use them for my Anarchy period warbands, and I can use them as player character figures and NPC figures for my Ars Magica campaign. So these will probably go back in the box because there's quite a lot of them, and I want to do the Baron's War tonight. So that's 30 Norman infantrymen. I shall have a look and see if Victrix are still suffering from the very delicate flipping spear problem, so I might have to do some replacements on those. They're very nice looking spears, but they're very, very fragile. So I may have hand swaps to do on those. But I should put those out of the way for the moment, just behind here. And the last thing from the unboxing are these, which are the Dark Age archers, which can be made up of light infantry, archers, and slingers. And again, these are for the These are for my Baron's War Anarchy forces, and also as NPCs, extra figures for the Ars Magica campaign I'm going to be running. So I will be faffing around with those and seeing what I can build out with them. You'll be seeing pictures of those, probably waiting till after I have got some of the stuff that's here out of the way, because as you can hear, I'm knocking stuff off everywhere. That wasn't anything important. It's just a piece of cutlery which for some reason was up here. Probably didn't take it down to wash it. But I'm going to have a coffee, and then we're going to see you're going to see what I'm going to do with these. I am, by the way, going to get two cameras so I can flip between the cameras, hopefully. But that's a future thing. So let's actually have a look and see what we've got. I bought up a load of these bases because I'll be using those. This is untangling things. Bought up a load of these bases. I don't know whether I'll need all of them, but I'm probably going to have to order some more bases as well. And I also bought up a sprue that I got a while ago, which is just the two-handed spears and the pole arms for War Games Atlantic stuff. So let's see what we've got. Right, let's start with something I've not assembled before, because I've assembled lots of. So what have we got here? We've got a bit of hair in there. So we've got the 8 men on a sprue, and these are all going to be done up as something a bit very peasanty, very levy-ish. So I'm going to snap them off the. Get them so I can see. Can you see that there? Yeah, I'm going to have to work this camera out so I can actually get it in the right position. But basically, I'm just going to point it down a little bit more at the desk. so you can actually see what I'm doing. Flipping these over, taking them off with a knife. Now I've already got 8 spearmen and 4 archers, so none of these are going to be spearmen and archers. They're all going to be armed with peasant weapons. And they're meant to be fairly low status people, so it doesn't matter if their kit or if their clothing looks a bit in the old style for 12th century. The other thing I should have brought up is I've got myself another set of files, so I don't have to put up my clogged ones, and I have every intention of getting a set of file cleaning brushes, but as they are in a bag, which I'm going to have to climb over stuff to get at, I won't be using those tonight, but just a bit of basic cleaning up. Oh, they've got open hands, that's interesting. Well, at least one of them has. It's just bodies. And one of the posers has got an open hand. In fact, they've all got potentially open hands, so they would be quite good for javelins and that sort of thing in earlier periods. Now that's that. So they're the weapons that came with them, which I am going to be using. Probably not the swords because they're peasants, but definitely the spears and the skirmish axe. And that sort of thing. So let's get these bodies cleaned up and stuck to a base. First I've got 6 bases, so we'll get those out of the way for the moment. As I say, could have organised myself a bit better, but there's a question of space. So I want 2 more bases, so let's find 2 more so I don't break into the full one yet. 1. So that's 8. And these are all going to be straight levy types, so I'm going to get plastic glue, normal army painter stuff, plot all the bases. Because plastic cement is the best thing for sticking plastic together, and the cement is better than the solvent types, mostly because the solvent types are very, very, very runny. And the ideal glue is one that will go where you put it, particularly with plastic glue, which dissolves the surface of the model. And you don't want it running over detail and destroying that detail. It's much, much easier to control the control a gel type glue than it is a liquid one. These are quite nice for cleaning up. There's very little on the bottom of the puddle base to get rid of, so we'll stick those. Mix those in with the peasants. Let's have a Put those to one side for the second. Let's have a look at the peasants. Yeah, there's your 6 peasants. I'm doing the same with the peasants as I did with the other ones, which is just chopping off out the way, chopping them off and sticking them to a base. Bit of a faff to get these off. Keep chopping away at these. And just to remind you, I don't use clippers because I tend to get stuff pinging into the distance when I use clippers, and it's bad enough with a knife where I've got some control over the shock release. I prefer, given a chance, just to twist them off, but you don't always get that chance. This is easy with a sharp knife, and this is not a sharp knife. But I've been working away on things, and I'd have to climb over things to get the pliers, which I need to break the blade off. So I'm doing it with what I've got. And that's all. 6 of those done. That's another 3 of these. Put that for the recycling. So anyone left on that one? No, that's none left on that. Those square ones anyway, which I don't really use that much. So let's give these a basic clean up. So I can stick these down. They don't look that out of place together, you know, a bit looser trousers and stuff like that. Very horny pads on the end of my fingers, so I don't have to concern myself too much about cutting me too deeply. That's 3, isn't it? Yeah. Oh look, a little an escapee from some models I was making a while ago. Let's clean this up a little bit, particularly in areas where it's going to stick to the torso. It's usually easy to clean models up after you've assembled them, but anything that is going to get in the way of the assembly you really want to do first. So there we have, what's the other one? Where are these? I thought 6. Well, there's the other one, right? So that's 6 on there. So let's twist these off. like that. Won't be able to milliput the edges of the bases at the moment because I'm out of milliput. There's some on order, but it's not arrived yet. I'm going to have to check whether or not this one disappeared on the floor, so that's going to have to be got back. Right, I'll just do this with a knife because it might be a little bit more controllable. With my faffing fingers. Possibly, if I can't find it, be a what I can steal from somewhere else that will do the job. Cut it off properly and cut it off. Got to be crawling around the floor anyway to clear up, pick bits and pieces up, so I will recover that errant one then. Get a bit more dynamism in the pose having the models like this, but still a tiny bit extra faff. And I've not cleaned off that either one of those well enough. So let's have a scrape and see what's stopping it from joining up properly. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Like that. And that's what it's doing. I've not got rid of them properly. Just front around. Turn it so he's stepping into the direction you want him to go. Get that line the way I want it. Just turning it so it looks anatomically feasible. Because if it's not anatomically feasible, it looks really strange, especially to anybody that's got any knowledge of anatomy, and unfortunately I have, so it doesn't look like the pose will work in real life. It's a bit like Uncanny Valley, just looks wrong. That guy's facing forward. Come off it, you man. It's also amazing how well plastic glue sticks to you when it should stick to the paper, stick to plastic. Right, those are those, and I'm going to take some heads off there. Let's do it down here, because doing it near is probably going to end up with stuff scattered everywhere. Take those off. This is the Dark Age Army Builder mix with a War Games Atlantic head. That looks fine to me. The arm looks a bit long on that one, but it's not going to fit like that. It fits like that. looks better. That's the other thing with plastic glue as opposed to super glue. You do get some working time, and you can use that to do things like correct pose and that sort of thing. Right, those are all going over there for the moment while they dry. Got rear anchor. I don't know what I have with a mask on it. It's 4 of those. We don't too. That's going to come off whether I like it or not, so that's coming off. We're going to spangle helm, which we don't need. A couple of two, three, 1, 2 sort of warlike or aggressive looking. Yeah, he looks fairly peasant. He doesn't look too extreme. One of those. Mix in a couple of those. Those heads look okay. And get another one. These. That's all right. Should really get one of those, the head with the hood down. For that one. Okay, like that. Let's grab a couple more heads for the models. Where have they gone? Heads, 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 heads. Heads. Use them all. Him. 3 more heads. There's two, and there's one more to go on the body that I managed to lose the torso for. Just now. Get it on the right way around. Sticking his face down isn't probably the way to go. Another one, and there is one last head to go on there when I find the torso. I'll pop those to one side because we're beginning to get towards the end now, so I should just pop those to one side. So you can expect an expansion on the Baron's War stuff, because after all the painting that I've been doing on Renaissance and Lanchenecks and other stuff, I will almost certainly be doing a load of these. So that's what, 12, 14 more models when I find the body. And well, hope you enjoyed my little bit of modelling. I might do a longer recording for this sort of thing, but you've had 35 odd minutes of me channeling away and assembling models, but that's pretty much the speed I work. So I thought you'd like to see that again, and I might do a painting stream on these models and finish off the assembly and then get to painting them. But thank you very much for listening, and stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.